Good evening, South Tama Trojan fans. Welcome to Trojan Country. We have volleyball action coming your way here in a little while. It is pregame here at the Roundhouse. I'm Darvin Graham. I'm joined by a special co-host here this evening. I've got my mother-in-law, the wonderful Anita Townsley. How are you doing tonight, Anita?
Oh, thanks, Darvin. Yeah, it's exciting to be here. It's the first time I've gotten to do this. So.
I know. It's really special just having the family connection here at the Roundhouse and have you in the booth. It's wonderful. So we're excited to get some volleyball action to you here tonight. South Tama is taking on Williamsburg. Right now the JV teams are in the middle of their match. It's currently 7-7 in the first set of this JV match. So we're a bit of ways away from first tip of the varsity game. But it's going to be South Tama's second WaMaC duel. They saw top-ranked Clear Creek Amana on Tuesday of last week. That was the food drive night here at the Roundhouse. Took a loss 3-0, but I thought a lot of good things came out of that duel despite kind of the mismatch. And we talked to Coach Ashley Rowie about that this week, and you'll hear that in the coach's corner, just her thoughts on how the team responded and some silver linings to pull away from that match. And I don't know, did you get a chance to watch any of that at home, Anita? What did you kind of think about that?
I did watch it at home, and I was real impressed that the girls, you know, even though that other team was very talented, our girls never gave up, and they kept fighting the whole way and led often, and loved the enthusiasm that I saw.
Yeah, the crowd was really good. The energy was good, and I think that just leads to more positive things. I think hopefully that'll kind of keep this team going. I think tonight they've got a great opportunity against a Williamsburg team that is not anywhere near where Clear Creek Amana was a week ago. They're in the bottom half of the WaMaC, and we played them very close. We'll kind of get into the matchup between these two a little bit later, but we played them pretty close at their place last year in 2022. We ended up losing 3-0, but 2 of the 3 sets were within a point or two. It went down to the kind of last couple of game points there. And so some different lineups and different, we're on our home court tonight, so I think that could mean good things for the Trojans. We're going to take a quick break here, and let's see here. We're sound checking, so bear with us here a little bit. Anita, you're over at the elementary school. I know you guys have been in class, in session now for a month or so. Can you just give us a little recap or a little taste of what's going on at South Tama Elementary, some of the activities going on, just how this first half of the semester's been going?
Oh, sure. So last Friday we had our first PBIS assembly, our positive behavior, and we were able to have the high school students come over and visit with us. We had the band come and the cheerleaders, and it was really fun. It was a cheer camp night also, so the 4th graders got to cheer with the high school cheerleaders. It was honestly a lot of fun, and the thing that I loved about it is my elementary students would see the older students. They might see brothers, sisters, lots of hugs, and say, hey, I know that person. And then I loved seeing my former students coming down, and they just did a great job. High school students even helped us do like the high fives. Yeah. And it's a great combination when you get your high school kids back with your elementary students. So.
And you guys had that game ball celebration recently too for the Cy-Hawk game. That's always a fun thing. How was that whole experience this year?
That was fun. Herky was with them, the cheerleaders, the runners came. We got to watch, and they ran through the building. That's always fun to see, and the kids just love getting the high fives. And yeah, it's exciting. Friday was a fun day.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a really this first part of the semester always is kind of an exciting time leading into holiday season, of course, and all the football and seasonal things that kind of go on. So good to be here at South Tama. So we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we will hear from South Tama senior captain Natalie Meek. We had a sit down with her a week or so ago, and we'll have a special interview coming up from Natalie Meek. So thanks for being with us. We'll be back in a moment.
All right, today we're going to talk to one of our STC volleyball captains, getting to know some of these players this season. Can you tell us first your name, your grade, and what position you play for the Trojans?
My name is Natalie Meek. I'm a senior, and I'm a DS libero.
What does that mean exactly? For the uninitiated, what does a libero do?
A libero goes in for two people in the back row only, so you get to go all the way around without going all the way around. Usually you're designated to that spot when you're one of the best passers on the team.
You were, correct me if I'm wrong, were you a libero with the JV team last year, or is this your first kind of season in the libero position? How's that kind of gone?
I was a libero for the JV team last year also, yes.
Okay. How has it been stepping up into the varsity level, kind of at that position this year? It's a kind of a key position for the team. What's that been like so far?
It's been really good. Last year I was playing the same position, just not a libero, so I was still in the left back.
Okay.
But it is definitely different without the last year seniors being there with me.
Yeah. How long have you been playing volleyball, and what do you love about the sport?
I've been playing volleyball since 5th grade, and I love being able to bond with all the players on the court and just making new friendships.
I know that the times, before or after a game or a practice are some of maybe the most memorable times, even more so than games sometimes. When you think about team bonding, camaraderie, those types of things, what are some of the best memories that come to mind for you with the volleyball team?
Definitely preseason camps. We have so much fun just getting to go and stay in hotels, overnight camps like Central and Wartburg. Those are always yes, it's expensive, but it's definitely worth the money. Being able to spend time, and the team bonding is just so important.
Yeah. All right, can you introduce your family a little bit? Tell us who you got at home, and how they've impacted your volleyball career.
So my dad's name is Brad Meek, and my mom's name is Gail Meek. I have two older sisters that have graduated, Lexi Meek and Kaylee Meek, and then I have a little sister named Olivia. So I started watching volleyball through Lexi, and I've always known that I've loved to play. And so playing with her and being able to play with her on the court my freshman year was always just really motivating. Mm-hmm. And my parents have always been there through every step of the way. My sophomore year, I had a very bad shoulder injury. Mm-hmm. And so ever since then, they've always been there to help me throughout the way. So I'm very appreciative of them.
So that sophomore year, were you sidelined for a whole season then, or how did that kind of play out for you?
I was not sidelined. Okay. I was not able to serve, though. So I still was in the back row, but I just wasn't serving.
How has that been through recovery? How do you feel now with it, and how was that experience kind of rehabbing the injury while still playing on the court?
It was definitely hard. It was, I don't know, a shoulder surgery is so difficult to deal with because you use your shoulder so much, but I'm glad I got the surgery and I get to have full motion now, so I'm very thankful.
Yeah, for sure. What are some of the goals that this team has for this season, and what do you think, being with this team for several years now, what do you feel like the team needs to do to really take a step forward as a group?
I think definitely more team bonding. That's our main point. Bonding on the court is a lot different than bonding off the court also. You can get along on and off the court, but you just have to have that special bond. Volleyball really takes it, and you have to be able to know how to communicate with everyone.
Yeah. Yep. What does an average week in the life of a student athlete like yourself look like? What kind of schedule do you have to balance, and what does a routine look like in a week's time?
Well, Monday we have school and then straight to practice, and after practice we have team bonding and team dinner. And then Tuesday we have school and then to a game. And then Wednesday we come back and we watch film. Well, Varsity watches film while the JV and Frosh team practices, and we go and practice as a team. And then Thursday we do the same thing. We go to school, we go to practice, and Friday Varsity has morning practice, and JV and Frosh have practice after school.
How is all of that kind of balancing the responsibilities of your schoolwork, whatever you got going on at home? Is it a lot, or what's that experience like, kind of just juggling everything?
It's definitely tough, but being able to play a sport and being able to juggle that is definitely like made me a better person around, and it's made me be able to more time management.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about your coaches. It's really a group effort with the coaches that you got on the team. What have they taught you? What characteristics have stood out from what they've offered you and the team?
They've all taught me how to be a better person. They've taught me how to use my voice more and take advantage of being able to like be the captain and show my team what it's like to really work hard for a position. And I just really enjoy being able to be coached by them because they make me feel special.
Yeah. Last question, what does being a captain on this team mean to you? How do you feel like you show leadership qualities with this group of volleyball players?
I try and help everyone out. I don't really understand. I mean, I've been in every position,
Yeah.
but I don't quite understand every position as I do libero. But I really do try and help everyone, and I try and push everyone to their full potential.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Natalie, for the time. Best of luck this season, and appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Stop the battle within your soul. You know it's all in your head. Being sad doesn't make you smart. It seems your heart just needs a fresh start. High, high, higher than the rest. Far from all the voices telling us.
Welcome back live from the Roundhouse here at South Tama County High School. Darvin Graham and Anita Townsley with you here this evening. We're in the Berkwood Village pregame show as the varsity teams for South Tama and Williamsburg are just getting onto the court to start their warm-up. We had the conclusion of the JV game just a moment ago, and I believe we're about 17, 20 minutes away from first serve here between South Tama and Williamsburg. We're going to first talk a little bit about this Williamsburg Raiders team, what we know about them and their starters going into tonight's matchup. So Williamsburg comes in with a 5-16 overall record. Just like South Tama, they have played one WaMaC dual meet so far. They played against Benton last week and took a loss in 3 sets. South Tama, of course, played Clear Creek Amana last week and also took a loss in 3 sets. Both South Tama and Williamsburg kind of in the bottom third, bottom quarter of the WaMaC conference, which now has just gotten a team larger with the addition of Grinnell to that group this year. And Grinnell's volleyball team, consequently, is also kind of in that bottom tier. So South Tama gets a little bit better kind of competition look with Grinnell coming into the WaMaC compared to last year when they were not, when they were still over in the Little Hawkeye. What we know about them from last year, though, Williamsburg graduated a couple of really key components to their roster last season. They had a all-conference standout outside hitter, Jessie Julius. She's graduated, now playing volleyball over at Truman State University in Missouri. Along with Julius, the team also graduated senior starters Kate Ullman, Peyton Driscoll, and their setter, Natalie Bemmer. Julius was the team leader in kills, digs, and aces for the Raiders last year, and Bemmer was the team leader in assists as their starting setter. Overall, the Raiders finished 9-22 last year, but defeated South Tama in 3 very close sets. The first set in that one over in Williamsburg was 25-23. Set 2 was a little bit more lopsided in favor of Williamsburg. They won 25-17. And then set 3, South Tama kind of rallied a little bit, managed to get it to 25-22. And I remember calling that game. It was close at different points, and kind of at the end, Williamsburg just kind of pulled away. But in both of those first and third sets, South Tama kind of pushed the lead a little bit and I think captured it a few times, and it just kind of didn't go their way at the end. And so tonight here we have a lot of returners coming back for South Tama. not entirely. We lose a bunch of hitters off the front line. We lose Kaylia Laughlin to Belle Plaine and Ashlyn Kriegel, Courtney Babin, and of course they're graduated now. But the hitters that we do have are fairly experienced. Gloria Mullen, team captain, Macy Welsh, Jeanette Cervantes, all had varsity minutes, significant time. More so Welsh and Mullen, but Cervantes did kind of see the court a little bit more as the season went on. So, and a fair number of returners coming back here for Williamsburg too. A look at their starters in the back line here, and I don't have these in order, so they'll kind of be a little all over the court here, but their libero is going to be number 5, Talissa Guerrero. She stands 5'5". Guerrero leads the team, or is a team leader in digs. She's got 104 digs on the season. She's also got 5 aces and a serve efficiency just under 90%. Also in the backside, number 6, 5'4", left side, Lily Andrews. Andrews is the second in team kills with 55. She's got 3 blocks, 63 digs, 7 aces, and just over 88% serve efficiency. Next up is number 8, 5'9", left side hitter, Phoenix Grip. Grip is the kills leader, so she kind of comes in the spot where Jessie Julius really did some good work for the Raiders last year. She's, I think, going to be the main outside threat to score points for Williamsburg tonight. She leads with 99 kills on the season. She's got 8 blocks, 32 digs, and 5 aces. Then it is number 10, middle hitter, Ava Hooker. Hooker leads the team with 22 blocks. Right behind her is the other middle hitter, number 12, Clarissa Suhr. She's got 19 blocks on the season. So between the two middle hitters, Hooker and Suhr both standing around 5'10". So some decent size there on the front line, but nobody standing over 6 foot. That's always good to see. South Tama kind of tops out with Macy Welsh and Kaylee Keene right at that 5'10", 5'11", maybe on a good day. Next up for the Raiders, on their right side, number 18, 5'7", Lexi Iberg. Iberg, kind of a defensive specialist, has 7 kills and 8 digs. And rounding out the starting lineup, the setter for the Raiders, number 21, 5'7", Avery Nielsen. Nielsen leading the team with assists, also has 31 kills, 12 blocks, and 31 digs. Serving leaders for the Raiders, number 5, Guerrero with 89%. Number 6, Lily Andrews with 88%. The aces leader is Nielsen. She's got 16 aces on the season. And the Raiders coached by head coach Brittany Powell, assisted by Olivia Pyle and Kate Caskey. Thoughts? I know you haven't seen Williamsburg, Anita, but what are your just kind of thoughts about this matchup? I think on paper it looks favorable, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it sounds like it could be a favorable matchup, Darvin. I think we're pretty well matched up. We're really about the same size, too. Just looking out at the court right now, girls look pretty athletic, so I think it's going to be a good matchup. And
they've gone through both these teams go through WaMaC competition. It's high-level competition. You talk about a 4A championship team in Clear Creek, Amana, and several other teams, Benton and Centerpoint Urbana, always kind of bringing out very high quality teams. And so they're going to be as battle-tested as any WaMaC team could kind of be. And
exactly.
It will be interesting to see if South Tama can kind of take the home court advantage. I think we have a little smaller crowd so far. I don't know that Williamsburg has traveled quite as many fans as CCA did last week.
Yeah.
But
Williamsburg doesn't have a very big crowd at all. So sometimes that can be, your girls need that support, especially in those close matches. And
Coach Rowley really touched on the energy from the student section last week and how that kind of helped out her girls and kind of giving them some momentum and some energy as they had to kind of go into the a third set down 2-0. That really helps. And we got some kids. They're decked out in Hawaiian outfits here tonight,
They
so
are.
it's kind of Hawaiian night.
Yeah, they look all ready for some
Festive.
some hot play tonight, maybe.
Yeah, right. So we're excited to get this underway. We're about 12 minutes away from first serve, and we are going to jump over to our Coach's Corner interview with South Tama's Ashley Rowie. Thank you to our sponsors tonight. They include the Berkwood Village of Tama Toledo, Salt Creek Wind, Mercy Care Tama, Iowa Premium, State Bank of Toledo, SNS Car Wash, Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home, Robach Lumber, Stein Robach Floor Coverings, Medicap Pharmacy, Mark West and Hoyer Law Office, Assured Partners Insurance, Appraisal and Realty Services, Sharn Weber's, TFD Photo and Film, and of course all of our broadcasts made possible by the Charlie Townsley Memorial. All right, we'll be right back. Thanks for being with us. Here's South Tama's head coach, Ashley Rowie. It's time again for Coach's Corner here on Trojan Country. We're talking volleyball with STC volleyball coach Ashley Rowie. Ashley, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good.
Thanks so much for joining us. Been a little bit since we caught up with you and the Trojans. You've been pretty busy this past weekend and on Thursday. I want to first rewind to talk about that Clear Creek Amana game. You come up against a top-ranked 4A team. I really thought was there calling the game with Hunter and really thought that you guys responded quite well just in terms of body language, attitude from some of the players, fighting through some of those kind of back and forths. What were some of your takeaways or the other coaches' takeaways from that Clear Creek Amana game?
Yeah, going up against the number 1 ranked team was mentally we had to prepare them. They really stayed tough and came through. Even if they felt like they were getting down as a team, we kind of came back up together and really knew that we had to work together as a team to make CCA really earn their points. And very proud of everything that they've done. They worked really hard and worked together.
Yeah. What were some of the things that you saw on the court that your players were doing that that you could maybe take to game film and say, hey, look, you guys are doing great here, here, and here. What were some of those things during that CCA match that you were able to kind of pull out and highlight for them?
So some of the things that we talked about a lot were like the hitting, like they were knowing whether they needed to go line or go cross, and the bench was really talking to them too and helping get them hyped up. You could hear people on the court. Give a shout out to the crowd. They also helped a ton with the energy that was on the court. Our fan base is pretty good out there and keeping us pumped up. And so I think that had a lot to do too, to help the girls, stay in the moment. And being one of the 4 teams, I think it is, that got 19 points from CCA, they were pretty excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Then on Thursday, you guys were over at Des Moines Hoover. I believe that's kind of a new date in the schedule compared to last couple of years. How did that go? Can you just give us a little recap of that Hoover match?
That went well. We took 3 sets from them. We were able to bring somebody up. Paisley Bro ended up playing outside for us that night.
Yeah.
So she was able to get some good swings in and adjustment and learning her position at that varsity level. But yeah, they were still able to work together and come out with a win.
Yep. And then on Saturday, you were over at the GMG Invitational Tournament. A lot of 1A schools kind of coming together from the region. Give us a recap from there. You guys got some wins over in GMG, I understand.
Yep. We took a win from BGM and GMG, Meskwaki. The girls played really well. We fought heart match against Waterloo Christian. They have some really big and good hitters on their team. So really working to make sure we get blocks up and things. So that's something we took away to work on for this upcoming Williamsburg game on Tuesday.
Yeah. Just from your perspective, I'm curious, what is the biggest difference between the Saturday tournament atmosphere and the dual tournament, or not tournament, but dual meet atmosphere that you the WaMaC schedule? Are there pros and cons to one over the other, or how is that from your perspective?
Perspective for tournaments is it's a very long day.
Yeah,
they play multiple games. A lot of times, like the bus left at 6:30 on Saturday for us to make sure we got there, warm-up time and all that. When we have normal conference games like Williamsburg, they just kind of go through their daily routine. They're able to get here, kind of get hyped up. So it's just they play 3 out of 5 sets, where at a tournament you play 2 out of 3, but there's just a lot more sets in the day. So
Yep. What's the kind of the scouting report for this Williamsburg team coming up tonight here at Trojan Country? What do you know about them? What are you kind of working on in practice this past week to get better? Looking forward to this next WaMaC matchup.
So I've watched some film on them. They are down numbers with number of girls that they have. They're really good outside, graduated last year. So they're having to replace her. So just prepping to play our own game, no matter who's on the other side of the court. They still have a libero that's good. They still have hitters. So just prepping ourselves and making sure that we're playing our own game.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks a lot, Coach, for the time. Best of luck to you and the Trojans against Williamsburg, and we'll be rooting for you.
Thank you.
Welcome back live from the STC Roundhouse. We're about 4 minutes away from first serve here between South Tama and Williamsburg. Darvin Graham and Anita Townsley with you here on the call tonight. We're going to talk South Tama here a little bit as we get to know the starters for the STC Trojans and kind of get a look about where South Tama has been so far leading up to tonight's matchup. So going through the starting lineup, South Tama on the front line is going to be led by number 1, senior middle hitter, Kaylee Keene. And then number 8, junior middle hitter, Macy Welsh. Welsh standing 5'10", Keene also standing 5'10". On the outside, it's going to be team captain number 5, Gloria Mullen. She's an outside hitter standing 5'8". And then the other outside hitter for the Trojans, junior, 5'9", number 7, Jeanette Cervantes. The front line of South Tama. Keene kind of getting her first real varsity look this year. Cervantes kind of came on late in the year, kind of got some outside hitting experience with last year's varsity squad. Mullen and Welsh were really key components of last year's team as well. So some experience, some newcomers both on that front line. And it'll be interesting to see how they square up against Williamsburg here tonight. And then in the back row, the libero for South Tama is senior captain Natalie Meek. You heard from her earlier in the pregame show during our interview. Then the setter for the Trojans is number 4, junior Skyla Beck. She's 5'3". And rounding out the lineup for the Trojans, number 3, senior right side, 5'6", Mary Kate Frakes. Team leaders for the Trojans in kills, it's Gloria Mullen. She has 61 kills so far in the season. Jeanette Cervantes next behind her with 47. This is, of course, stats are just a little bit outdated, as some of the stats for the Saturday matches were not inbound when we kind of calculated all this, but I think it gives you a good picture about kind of who the key players are and where these players are standing on this team. So Mullen and Cervantes, the kills leader. Blocks leader for the Trojans, it's the middle hitters. Macy Welsh with 22, Kaylee Keene with 19. In the back line, the digs leaders, Natalie Meek with 64, Ashley Finch, you'll see her, she's a senior defensive specialist. She'll come in, one of the first couple of players in off the bench. Millie Mathis Henley, also a defensive back row player. We saw her quite a bit during the CCA match. And so Natalie Meek with 64 digs, Ashley Finch with 34. And then behind the line, Gloria Mullen was a team leader in aces last year. She had 9 aces so far this year. Skylar Beck also right there with 7 aces. On Saturday, South Tama went over to GMG for the annual GMG Invitational. Kind of a mixed bag over there. They took losses against Dunkerton, 2-1, and lost in 2 sets to Waterloo Christian, but got wins against GMG, winning 2-1 over the Wolverines there. Played twice against Meskwaki and defeated Meskwaki 2-0 in both matches, and then defeated BGM 2-0. They ended up finishing 5th in the tournament. You heard Coach Rowley talk about Paisley Bro, the freshman. She's with the varsity squad tonight. Don't know if she'll, make it into kind of the WaMaC, these WaMaC matches or not, but she might be a name to look for. Standing 5'11", one of the taller bodies on this South Tama lineup. Could be a weapon for STC on the outside here this year or maybe in years to come. And then last Thursday, the Trojans were over at Des Moines Hoover. They won that pretty handily, 3-0. So that kind of takes us up to where we are now. So again, the starters for Trojans in the front, it's Cervantes, Keene, Welsh, and Mullen. In the back, it is Frakes, Beck, and Natalie Meek. And Trojans coming into this one 8-10 overall. Coaches for STC. Head coach is Sam Cantonwine. She's currently on maternity leave. Interim head coach is Ashley Rowie. You heard from her during the coach's corner. And they're assisted by Emily Chima and Amy Dolash. All right, we're going to have the starters here at the Roundhouse and the national anthem. So we're going to take a quick break. And we'll be back with the first serve here at the varsity match, just a couple moments away. So don't go anywhere, stick with us. We'll be right back with live varsity volleyball here in a moment.
The battle within your soul, you know it's all in your head. Being sad doesn't make you smart. It seems your heart just needs a fresh start. High, high, higher than the rest. Far from all the voices stealing as we can. High, high, higher than the past. We can make it, we can take it easy. Is this reality? We choose what we see. Close your eyes. Is it just you who's too proud to let go? All your enemies you keep trying to hide, they don't exist outside of your mind. High, high, higher than the rest.
All right, we're ready to go here at the Roundhouse. South Tama and Williamsburg varsity matchup coming your way in just a moment. Quickly again, the starters for the Trojans: Kaylee Keene, Mary Kate Frakes, Skyla Beck, Gloria Mullen, Jeanette Cervantes, and Natalie Meek. For the Raiders: Talissa Guerrero, Lily Andrews, Phoenix Grip, Ava Hooker, Clarissa Sewer, Lexi Iberg, and Avery Nielsen. Up in the front, it's going to be Sewer, Grip, and Andrews. First to serve. Number 21, Avery
21.
Nielsen. Yeah. Nielsen, the setter. And so for the Trojans, Keene will head to the bench to let the libero, Natalie Meek, come on. And we also do have Ashley Finch. So Finch is going to start this one. And we start with a service error. So Nielsen fires away into the net, and it's point to South Tama.
That's a good start for STC.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see if this is going to be Mary Kate Frakes serving for the Trojans. Frakes' shot right down the middle, ricochets off the hands of Talissa Guerrero. And that'll be a point for the South Tama. 2-0 now.
Yeah, it's a good motivator for STC.
Ball just gets over the net. Saved by Iberg. Passed over to the South Tama side. Frakes. Dumped over from Cervantes, and it's good.
Cervantes is so good at that.
Very good touch at the net. Saw it, threw it right down into the middle. South Tama leading 3-0. Trojans would love to get off to a hot start here and work from ahead rather than trying to come back in a set.
Yeah, so good. So far. Oh.
And an ace for Mary Kate Frakes. Off the hands of Guerrero in the back line. Just miscalculated the angle on that one, and it sharply goes out of bounds. Frakes on a 4-0 run here.
Lots of smiles right now from STC on the court.
So Frakes in the front, excuse me, Frakes behind the line. Welsh, Cervantes, and Finch up front with Meek in the middle. Again, sent into the middle of the Raiders defense. A little tip over from Finch. Saved by Nielsen. And Nielsen gets a point to go, and now the Raiders on the board, 4-1.
That was just a little dump over. Just kind of caught us off guard, I think.
And so now Frakes to the bench. Millie Mathis Henley on for the Trojans. At the line is Lily Andrews for the Raiders. And Andrews starts with an ace as Meek wasn't quite ready to go and maybe just kind of wasn't in the right position for the shot as she kind of caught the pass or caught the serve maybe a little high up on the bicep there than you want to, and it'll be a point for the Raiders. 4-2. Here's Andrews. Right back to Meek. Big shot there into the double block, and it'll be a point for the Raiders.
That was a good block by Williamsburg.
Macy Welsh on the shot there, but a little better defense by Williamsburg. They pulled it within one now, 4-3. Andrews still at the line. Back to Meek. Finch setting up Cervantes right over the defense, and the kill for Jeanette Cervantes, the junior. Good start here for Cervantes and the Trojans. We're going to need kind of all 6 players dialed in, though, I think, if we're going to pull this one out tonight. Ashley Finch serving for the Trojans. Here's Welsh setting up Skyla Beck, who just kind of lightly passes it over now on the Williamsburg side. Iberg, high pass to the cross court. Mullen into the block, and it falls on the South Tama side. Point Raiders. Too many touches there. So 4 touches called, so that will still give the point to Williamsburg, and they're back to within 1, 5-4. Talissa Guerrero comes on to serve. Clarissa Sewer to the bench. Here's Finch to Mullen. Big shot there, but a bigger block by Nielsen. No, that was Ava Hooker. And she gets the block and the kill. Tie score.
It's our first tie, Darvin.
Yep. Kind of a key moment here to see what the the mentality of the South Tama team is going to be. Mathis Henley receiving the serve. Welsh sends it over. Hooker to Grip. Nice save there by Natalie Meek. Behind the back pass, over to the Williamsburg side from Mullen. Mullen dives to save it, and it goes out of bounds.
That was a nice volley, too.
And we got a fire alarm going off here at the Roundhouse. The volleyball's been good, but I don't know that it's been that hot just yet. So we'll see how this shakes out. We've got administrators kind of hustling to see what's up. And we'll pause play here while we get this fire alarm situation figured out. You can maybe see the little flashing light there just above the South Tama bench. And looks like we're all right. The fire alarm goes off. And we're set to resume play. The Raiders now with their first lead, 6-0, 6-5, excuse me. And we're trying to get our players the officials conferring here. South Tama doesn't want to let the momentum stop here, do anything to their focus. We've gotten some good looks here so far. It's just keeping the pressure on. Here's Guerrero to serve now, right down the middle. Mathis Henley pops it up. Mullen right over the block, and the corner shot is good.
Good job.
Gloria Mullen, we saw a couple of those last week against CCA where she just threaded the needle right to the corner, and she seems to have that shot dialed in pretty well.
Yes, that was a beauty.
Here's Macy Welsh serving for the Trojans, right down the middle. Nielsen above the back. Hooker sends it over to the South Tama side. Dump over for Keene. That's Kaylee Keene. And South Tama's got some nice play from their front line here. Keene getting one. We just saw a really nice kill from Gloria Mullen. And earlier in the set, Cervantes getting active.
That's a nice serve.
Welsh sending it over, but it is Phoenix Grip right down the middle. Sends it up the sideline for a point. Trojans still leading 7-6. Welsh to the bench. Natalie Meek coming back on.
It's our second tie. 7-7.
To the line comes Erin Driscoll. She's in off the bench. Driscoll to Henley. Here goes Mullen right again to the back line. Guerrero frustrated as there's the South Tama crowd getting active here a little bit. Skyla Beck serving for the Trojans. Beck tried to just put it right along the sideline, but it goes out of bounds. And the service error will give it back to Williamsburg. Grip to the bench, and on for the Raiders comes Callan Spratt. Spratt sends it to the middle. Trouble at the net. Raiders send it over. And it's Andrews getting the... No, it's going to be a penalty called against Williamsburg. Point South Tama.
We thought it'd be close, Darvin, and it is so far.
Yeah, here we are. Yep, 9-8, back and forth. Not very different from what I remember last year about this time. Gloria Mullen with an ace. And the back line of the Williamsburg Raiders defense just kind of got caught sleeping there. I think Guerrero and Spratt didn't communicate about who was going to grab that, and it just dropped for a point. So first ace of the game for Gloria Mullen. This time Guerrero pops it up. Keene setting up Beck for Frakes. Fires into the block. And it was a good block, but it kind of came back onto the Williamsburg side, and there was nobody there to to keep it going.
And this is kind of a key time for South Tama. We just need to pour it on right now.
Absolutely. And the serve off the back row of the Williamsburg defense and out of bounds. Gloria Mullen. An ace. Well, that'll be 2 aces for Mullen there. And the Trojans now pull within their biggest lead of the game, 12-8. We got a timeout on the court. Williamsburg's going to talk things over. Coach Powell and the Raiders.
Yeah, it looks like Williamsburg kind of lost their focus a little bit, and South Tama were taking advantage of it. So
See if South Tama can kind of keep the pressure going here.
exactly. The girls, they're not making a lot of mistakes tonight, and that really helps.
Yep. Body language still seems good. They seem pretty loose, and sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it can kind of go sideways on you, but so far so good for the Trojans. Williamsburg taking their time in their huddle here. We'll see if the officials kind of get them moving.
Yeah, I think they're a little frustrated right now.
Yeah.
So. See if we can take advantage of that.
Gloria Mullen still at the line here. She's had 2 aces on this rally. Right to Spratt. Driscoll setting up Andrews, and Andrews stops the run by Mullen with a kill from the left corner. Guerrero to the bench, bringing on Clarissa Sewer. And Hooker goes to the back line. Right up the middle. Cervantes to Beck. Little pushover there by Frakes, and it's good for a point. Just dropped it right in the donut, and Mary-Kate Frakes comes away with a kill.
Now they're just dropping them right in front of Williamsburg, and it's just like they're not seeing them or something.
Miscommunication,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And South Tama's taking advantage of it right now.
13-9. It'll be Meek at the line for STC. She'll start from the middle. Trying to find the corner. It's out of bounds. Got Steve Bearden over here in our far corner, working the line judge duties.
And he's done that for years.
Long time, yep.
Long time.
Coming to South Tama Volleyball, seeing Steve there in the corner, that always kind of makes me think South Tama Volleyball for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, here's the Raiders. Right up the middle. Big shot there by Sewer. But it just goes out of bounds off the far sideline, and that'll keep it with the Trojans. Frakes first to serve. She's back at the line now. Spratt pops it up. And it's Iberg getting one to drop. Iberg from the left corner. Millie Mathis Henley will check in for STC, and Frakes will go to the bench.
So Darvin, the volleyball I've watched this year, this is a key point for the South Tama. This is where we kind of either make it or break it.
Yeah, yep. It's going to be Andrews serving, and she gets the ace right up the middle, and Meek couldn't quite get under it. And now the Raiders back to within 2. First set has to be crucial, even in a best of 5. And a scramble. Guerrero couldn't get to the tip over. Trojans front line. I didn't quite get who got that one tipped over, but.
I think Cervantes.
Okay, so Jeanette Cervantes.
I thought.
Just kind of with the light touch there. And now Ashley Finch will come on to serve for STC. Finch to grip. Here's Iberg. Long shot, out of bounds. Mathis Henley keeps it going. And it'll fall, double touch called against South Tama. Point to the Raiders. Still a 2-point game. Talissa Guerrero coming up to serve now. Service error for the Raiders. Nice opportunity here for South Tama. Just a nice point in the set to push this lead here a little bit for South Tama. You can kind of get it to 20. That, I don't know, I would think the mental aspect of being down in the 20s would be a little bit more difficult. There's Gloria Mullen just kind of threading the needle between two blockers. Not a hard shot there, but.
No, she's having a good game.
Yep. Here's Macy Welsh serving for the Trojans. Nyberg keeps it alive for the Raiders. Free ball kind of right at the center of the net, stays on the South Tama side. Mullen fires to Guerrero. Nielsen saves it from behind the back. Andrews passes it over now. Finch, big shot here from Mullen. Oh, it's out of bounds. She kind of had that shot lined up. You could see she kind of, eyes got a little big knowing that corner was there, but the angle just wasn't right, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, she just couldn't bring it down.
Now here we got a number 3. I wonder if this is Lindsay Redden. We have her from our starting lineup, but I didn't have her on the roster, so we might call Lindsay Redden our number 3 here. Good dump over there by Beck and company. 18-14. Nice 4-point lead here for South Tama.
If we can just keep pushing, I think we'll be okay.
I think if we can get to 20, I think that's when it's going to maybe kind of tip the other direction. And there's an ace for the Trojans.
Almost there.
That was Skylar Beck getting the ace just off the back line of the Raiders defense. It went out of bounds, and point to South Tama, 19-14. Beck again, this time dumps it in the middle. Williamsburg not ready to go, and it goes out of bounds. Student section giving it to the Trojans here a little bit.
They are into it.
Here's Beck again, right up the middle. This time received by Andrews. Nielsen over the block. Finch dove to get it, digs it out. Now on the Williamsburg side, grip, big shot off of the hands of Natalie Meek. She wanted that one back. She knew she should have pulled away. Point, Williamsburg. Big point there by Phoenix Grip. I don't have the classes for all these players. I'm going to guess, knowing I've seen her name enough times, I'm going to guess she's a senior. Good senior move there, kind of keeping things alive for the Raiders. Raiders out of position here. They finally send it over, but it goes out of bounds. 21-15. South Tama can feel it here a little bit. To the line for South Tama is Gloria Mullen.
Now this one feels good right now, Darvin.
Mullen, cross-court serve. Sent right back to the South Tama side. Here's Frakes over the block. It's good. Mary Kate Frakes kind of finding the hole in the middle. And we're at 22. Williamsburg scored here a couple of times, but they haven't been able to put multiple points together. And South Tama's capitalized on some misses, gotten some really good looking kills, and some aces kind of threaded in there too. So.
And this is our biggest lead right now, 22-15. But we've been leading since about 9-8. This one.
Got the student section getting after it over there.
They are.
Gotta wonder where's this crowd during football season? I mean, I know they get after it, but they're kind of doing their own cheers. No cheerleaders. And we're ready to go. Out of the timeout, South Tama leading 22-15. Gloria Mullen will step to the line. She had a pair of aces in her last trip to the line earlier in this set. And so South Tama kind of has who they want in this spot here late in the first. Mullen serve, dug out by Sewer. Nielsen sends it over. Meek to Frakes. Frakes did a good job going out of bounds. It's now on the Williamsburg side.
Oh,
Nielsen,
shoot.
big play there by Avery Nielsen. Kind of getting the center of South Tama's defense out of position. It goes out of bounds, and that's now 22-16. So that will give the serve back to the Raiders. Ava Hooker to the line. Hooker up the right sideline. Cervantes. Frakes dumps it over. Redden to Andrews. A whistle. And it's going to be a lane violation, or not a lane, I'm thinking basketball. A net violation there. Couple costly points here for South Tama to give up. Still a nice lead so far. Big shot there into the double block. Keene couldn't get it to go. Here's Cervantes. Floats it over the top. Big shove over there by
That
Seward.
was a nice save.
Beck on that save. Redden, Nielsen, cross court. Mullen keeps it going. Now Cervantes. Andrews puts it into the middle. Beck pops it up. Good volley here. But it will be a kill from Lily Andrews. Andrews just kind of found where the Trojans weren't. And it falls for a point. Service error will give the ball back to South Tama. And it's 23-18. One more point to get to set point. And here's Kaylee Brown serving for South Tama. She's getting her first look here tonight in a really crucial moment. Welsh at the block.
Oh,
Frakes.
nice. Oh, shoot.
Welsh and Frakes were fighting at the net there, and maybe a double touch. I didn't quite catch it, but it goes to a point for Williamsburg, and they pulled it within 4. And now here comes Nielsen at the line for Williamsburg.
Oh.
Low serve. Some timely points here from Williamsburg as they've rebounded here a little bit, and it's now a 3-point match. South Tama has led this one since, I don't know, I want to say 12, 13, somewhere in there.
We've been leading since 9 to 8.
9 to 8. Okay, here's Welsh. Big point on the back line. Macy Welsh gets one to go. It is set point here. South Tama poised to take a first set lead against Williamsburg. We've had one win against Williamsburg since 2008. It came in 2017. Getting ready to get one here tonight, I think. This is Mary Kate Frakes sending it over for South Tama. A little touch over for Seward. Now Cervantes into the double block. Back to South Tama. Beck, Cervantes again, swings. Good save there by Spratt on the back line. Andrews, low shot. Dug out by Frakes,
nice.
and a big shot by Jeanette Cervantes.
Nice
South Tama takes
job.
the first set. Trojans fired up. We'll be right back. Thanks for being with us. Set number 2 coming your way here in a moment. Welcome back into the excuse me, welcome back into the Roundhouse. We're live at the set 1 break. South Tama took set 1 with a score of 25-20. So kind of a reverse situation from what we saw last year. It was 25-23 in that first set that Williamsburg ended up winning the match 3-0. But South Tama here now takes a 1-set lead going into set number 2 here in Tama. And Ida, what did you kind of see through that first set? What were some of the takeaways that you had from South Tama's play in set number 1?
Well, I guess, you know, we were tied 3 times, 5-5, 7-7, and 8-8. And then we got 9-8, and we never looked back. We just stayed ahead the whole rest of the time. Our girls, I think they got a little, I don't know what happened at 22-15, because Williamsburg did come back on us and get it to 23-19, but they didn't lose their composure, which was really important.
No, and it wasn't just errors that kind of made Williamsburg kind of take the loss in that first set.
Right.
It was kills and you know, assertive action on the South Tama part. The last point there came from a kill.
Exactly.
And,
yeah, I was really impressed with watching Mullen and Cervantes and Frakes and, you know, Beck all together. They worked well together.
They
I
really
thought
did.
that first set.
Yep, they absolutely did. And so here we go. We're going to start set number 2. On the court for the Trojans. In the back row, we've got Keene, Welsh, and Mullen. Keene will go to the bench for libero Natalie Meek. Up along the front, Cervantes. Excuse me, that was Frakes in the back row there. Cervantes, Welsh, and Beck along the front. Starters on here for South Tama. WaMaC wins have been hard to come by here for South Tama in this volleyball program in the last, I don't know how many years now. Getting closer to 10 now that we've been with the WaMaC conference. And we're underway here. Mary-Kate Frakes starts us off.
This would be a real confidence booster if we could get this win tonight.
Macy Welsh off the back foot, sends it over to the back line. Now Andrews getting it into the middle of the South Tama defense. Big swing coming from Cervantes. Defended by Grip. Nielsen. Beck kind of had it popped up behind her. Easy return there by Cervantes. Double block.
Oh, nice block.
Good effort there by Welsh and Cervantes. Guerrero, the libero. I like how that rhymes. There's Welsh into the double block. One body goes to the court. Williamsburg kind of regains composure here a little bit. Mullen digs it out from the back line. Sent over by Cervantes, and the Trojans left a little too much room in the middle. And it was Nielsen to kind of dump it over and find the court there, and the Raiders score first. But a nice volley, really active on both sides. Mathis Henley comes on for the Trojans. Frakes to the bench. And here's Nielsen at the line. Low serve. And Mathis Henley kind of shot into the net there. Kill error will give a point to the Raiders. 2-0 here.
Well, those are low serves.
Nielsen just kind of squeaking it over the net.
Yeah.
This one goes out of bounds.
We're kind of struggling with those low serves.
We are, yep. 3-0 now, and Nielsen on a little bit of a run here to start the second set.
There we go.
Grip goes to the court to try and save it, but it goes out of bounds. Point South Tama. First point of the set here for the Trojans, and they trail 3-1. And it'll be Ashley Finch to go to the line to serve next for STC. Finch to Guerrero, little tip over by Nielsen. Sewer collapsed the defense, and Finch came screaming in from the back line, but it just wasn't quite quick enough. 4-1 lead here. Big moment for South Tama. In a game that's, I think, going to be full of big moments here. Is this one has the makings that it could go beyond 3 sets, I think. Hooker dumps it over. Off of the outstretched arms of Ashley Finch. Good effort there at the sideline, but maybe just a little bit better of a shot from number 10, Ava Hooker. Here's Andrews along the left corner. Mullen against the double block. Guerrero
Nice
tried
job.
to kind of dig it out along the back line, but it goes out of bounds.
So South Tama really needs to get back into the groove.
Here's Macy Welsh.
And there it goes. Ooh.
Welsh,
Nice
the
job.
ace, gets it to go. Five to 3. Williamsburg's led here so far, but South Tama kind of putting a couple in. Beck setting up Mullen. High kill. Dug out by Andrews. Passed over by Grip. Little dump over by
Nice.
Kaylee Keene. Good court awareness there by Kaylee Keene, kind of knowing where the defense wasn't. Could have went for the kind of hard slam over, but with a light touch there. Good work. Welsh serving now.
Good job.
Little trouble there along the front line. Grip's pass kind of goes sideways on her, and it goes into the net. Point South Tama. We're tied at 5. Macy Welsh still serving for the Trojans. Right up the middle to Andrews. Grip into the block. And it'll be a point for the Raiders. The carry is going to be called against South Tama. Here's Talissa Guerrero serving for the Raiders. Finch returns to Mullen. Right at Guerrero again. A little shove over there on the front line. Keene battles at the net. Returned by Nielsen, and a whistle. Penalty called against Williamsburg. Double hit will be called. Point to the Trojans, 6-6. Now it's Skyla Beck at the line for STC. One of the better servers for South Tama through the last couple of seasons. And it's Hooker. Little off-balance shot on the corner. Dropped one over the net, and they're back to a 1-point lead. Iberg to the bench. For Redden. And officials going to the bench to maybe talk about the scoreboard there. I'm not sure what they're talking about, but reminder, broadcast update for you. We're going to be live from Center Point Urbana High School on Friday. Myself and Hunter White will have the call for the South Tama Week 4 game against the Storm and Pointers. If you can't make it out to CPU Friday night, we'll have you covered. So make sure to tune in. All right, here's Lindsay Redden serving for the Raiders. Right up the middle. Frakes into the double block. It's no good. Hooker and Nielsen were right there in the right corner. There's been some missteps along that front line, but that front double block for Williamsburg's been pretty effective. Another shot from Keene. Kept alive on the South Tama side. Mullen comes in and gets one to go. Off the hands of the Williamsburg front line. 8-7. And here's Gloria Mullen to serve. It's an ace for the senior captain. Drops it in. We're all tied at 8. Serve just goes over the net. Guerrero digs it out. Nielsen over the block. Out of bounds. South Tama point. First lead of the game here for South Tama.
Yes, it is.
So South Tama's first lead comes at 9-8. with Gloria Mullen behind the line. She's got an ace in this rally. Here's Grip. Little diagonal shot.
Come on.
Trojans collapse. Redden setting up.
Ooh, good
Hooker
job.
out of bounds. Point South Tama. Gloria Mullen once again keeping things rolling here for STC, but a service error. Mullen's service error sends it back over to Williamsburg. It's going to be Phoenix Grip at the line for the Raiders. Grip goes right down the middle to Cervantes. Little jousting at the net there. Keene couldn't quite get it to go through the double block, and it falls. Point Williamsburg. Phoenix Grip, second serve coming here. Big shot there by Mary Kate Frakes. Returned by the front line. Nielsen sends it over. Keene setting up Frakes. Now Beck. Here's a shot from the back line. A little fake out by Mullen. Redden going for Andrews. Beck.
Good save.
And that was Mullen going into the stands to try and save that one. Andrews, big shot. Crowd got quiet for that one. And it finally goes long and out of bounds. Last touch by Gloria Mullen. And so it'll be a point for the Raiders. Good effort there on both sides, though. Really competitive volley. Raiders back to a 1-point lead. And Cervantes just not enough height on that return. And it goes into the net. 2-point lead now for the Raiders. Here's Grip again. She's had a nice run here. Goes out of bounds, though. Service error, and that'll give the point to the Trojans. Kaylee Brown coming in for South Tama. We saw her very late in the first set, and now she comes in midway into set number 2.
Well, it's been tied 3 times, Darvin.
I really think just maybe some more focused play from
Oh, nice
Williamsburg.
block.
It's going to be Nielsen just dropping it right over the top of Cervantes and Welsh. And that gives the Raiders a 3-point lead. Now the Raiders starting to feel it here a little bit. Some excitement on the Raiders side. They're having some fun.
South Tama just needs to kind of dig in right now.
It's a test for South Tama to kind of see if they can play from ahead, keep focused. Frakes into the net, a little trouble there on the corner. And it touches, I think, the cord touching the standard. That'll be a point for the Raiders. Avery Nielsen serving for Williamsburg. Back onto the South Tama side. Big shot there by Macy Welsh. Popped up high by Hooker. Sewer sends it over to Mullen. And Welsh didn't know quite where to go. The missed time there. Puts it into the net. Point Williamsburg. Maybe the biggest lead of the game here, or of the set, coming with
It's 4 points.
4-point lead here. Here's Mullen. Big shot from the back. Nielsen off the hands of Cervantes and Welsh. Light touch over by Cervantes. And a whistle called against South Tama. Double touch is what it will be called. So South Tama falling prey to a little bit of penalties and miscues. The focus not quite there here in this second set. We'll see if the timeout with Coach Rowie and the South Tama bench can kind of get things focused up. While we have a break, we'd like to say thank you to our sponsors. They include Berkwood Village of Tama, Toledo, Salt Creek Wind, Mercy Care Tama, Iowa Premium, State Bank of Toledo, S&S Car Wash, Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home, Robach Lumber, Stein Robach Floor Coverings, Medicap Pharmacy, Mark Wesson Hoyer Law Office, Assured Partners Insurance, Appraisal and Realty Services, Sharn Webbers, and TFD Photo and Film.
Yeah, we just kind of got to get the focus back and get back into this one. The low serves are really kind of bothering us, it feels like to me, to dig them out.
And you wonder if that's a strategic sort of a thing. Got to be a little harder later into the game as the fatigue starts to set in a bit, to kind of have to get the body a little lower and get a little more athletic to keep things moving. A return there by South Tama goes out of bounds. And that'll give the point to the Raiders. They're now leading 17-11. Kind of that same point where South Tama took control last set.
Exactly.
Williamsburg doing it again here. Mullen to Beck. Cervantes.
Yeah, nice job.
Drops one in. Now the student section getting back on the feet. (17-12), bringing up Mary-Kate Frakes to serve for STC. Frakes along the middle. Return by Williamsburg. Cervantes on the kill attempt into the block. Sewer and Nielsen. Andrews fired from the corner, but it just kind of a little off balance. It goes out of bounds. Point South Tama.
Boy, if they could dig themselves out of this one, this would be a big confidence builder.
Absolutely. Love to go into the third, leading 2-0. Welsh, going to be called on the carry that time.
It was a carry, yeah.
And so Redden will come out of the game for Iberg. Nielsen will go to the line. For South Tama, it'll be Mary-Kate Frakes to the bench. Nellie Mathis-Henley coming into the back line for South Tama. Here's the serve from Nielsen. Return by Welsh. Williamsburg out of position just a little bit, but they get it over to the South Tama side to kind of recover, and it's a long shot by Mullen. Knew she didn't like that one as soon as it came off the hands and just goes out of bounds. 6-point lead now for Williamsburg. Nielsen. Now
Nice.
Cervantes from the corner.
Nice kill by Cervantes.
Cervantes rotates out for Ashley Finch. Finch, the senior defensive specialist, steps to the line to serve. First shot just threads the sideline there, goes cross court. I think Williamsburg thought it was going out of bounds, and they kind of left it go. Here's Finch to serve again. Iberg from the corner. Big shot there by Welsh, and they're going to call that good. Williamsburg bench didn't like the call there.
They didn't like that call,
No,
did they?
No, they didn't.
I kind of saw it like Steve saw it, though.
Here's Finch again from the line. Nielsen setting up Andrews from the corner.
Come on.
Millie Mathis-Henley digs it out. Again, a big shot from Mullen. And on this second set, Mullen had those couple of kills in that first set that really found the corner, and overshooting here a little bit in the second. Now 20-16, but a 4-point lead. Time kind of closing here, though, in this second set. Mullen, little fake out. Just couldn't quite get it over there, and
they're getting a little frustrated.
yep. Frustration kind of setting in for South Tama. Lily Andrews to serve for Williamsburg. Finch setting up Welsh, dumps it over, and that's Macy Welsh. Welsh to serve now. Welsh's serve, returned by Grip. Big shot there by Phoenix Grip. A little too much mustard on there for Macy Welsh. I think she thought she was going to get hit in the face there. She kind of pulled the head away, and the return pass was just a little off, and point for the Raiders. 5-point lead. Mathis Henley shoves it over. Grip, tips it over the block. Beck to Mullen.
Nice.
Shot in and good. Good court awareness there by Gloria Mullen. Could have gone up the sideline, but found the hole in the back corner. Mathis Henley to the bench for Mary Kate Frakes, and now Skylar Beck will serve for STC. Iberg will drop in a point from the right corner. She's been kind of quiet tonight, but big point here in set number 2. Iberg will go to the bench for Williamsburg, and now Lindsay Redden will come on for the Raiders. She goes to serve. 2 points away from a set 2 victory. The return, the service return there from Finch kind of went behind her, and that'll force a timeout. 24-18, we're at set point. As Coach Ashley Rowley trying to calm down her team here, dial them in and see if they can keep set 2 alive. Going to be a bit of a uphill climb here, down by 6.
And like I said before, Darvin, there were 3 ties. We led at 9-8, but we've really struggled from about when it came up to 10-10. So
far, Gloria Mullen leading this set with 5 kills. Welsh with 2. And Frakes with 2 as well. Here's Redden serving. Set point now for Williamsburg. Nielsen, cross-court shot. Beck shoves it over. Guerrero keeps it going. And a point for South Tama.
So we're still alive.
Phoenix Grip kind of had to go behind her shoulders a little bit, and it goes out of bounds. Now Gloria Mullen stepping to the line for South Tama. Mullen sends it to Guerrero. Redden. Sewer. Little shove over by
nice.
Frakes.
Oh, I thought
Good
they had
effort
that.
there by Talissa Guerrero, and that will do it. South Tama thought they had it, but it was Talissa Guerrero kind of saving the kill, and it just snuck over the right corner. Point to Williamsburg, and they take set 2. So we know we're going at least 4 here tonight, as South Tama takes set number 1, 25-20. Williamsburg responds with a pretty dominant set, 25-19. There were a couple of lead changes there in that middle part, but really Williamsburg kind of held on for most of this set.
Yeah, we were tied at 10-10, and we struggled.
Yeah, and that was kind of it. We kind of fell back, and now will be the time to see if South Tama can rally.
Yep.
We'll be right back after a quick break. Thanks for being with us. All right, welcome back live to the STC Roundhouse. Start of set number 3. We're tied at 1-1. South Tama winning set number 1, 25-20. Williamsburg responding, winning set number 2, 25-19. Darvin Graham and Anita Townsley with you here on the call tonight. Anita, thoughts going into set number 3 here? You've seen 2 sets so far. What are we thinking for South Tama as they kind of get ready for this next set?
Well, I know these girls from South Tama, and I think they'll come back, but their body language right now is telling me they're upset. Williamsburg body language is telling me they've got a lot of energy and they're ready to go, but so we got to get our minds back into this one.
And Williamsburg will start with Avery Nielsen serving. Here's Macy Welsh firing against the Williamsburg block, and Welsh kind of goes down hard there. I think she's all right. Welsh kind of trying to walk it off. I think she'll be all right, but there was a whistle at the net. Point goes to Williamsburg. And now Nielsen again started that last set with a nice run. Here's Cervantes shoving it over to Andrews. Sewer dumping it into the middle. Meek and Mullen kind of dove, kind of crossed each other there, but nobody was kind of home in the back line to return that one. 2-0. And now Nielsen. Again, that low shot from Avery Nielsen. Mullen had to go real deep to dig it, but there was Jeanette Cervantes right at the right corner. Tell you, I've watched Cervantes from basketball, coming in from volleyball, going to basketball, and now back to volleyball here. Love the mental toughness that I see from her. I don't see her kind of too high, too low, stays focused, and here a big kill there to start this scoring for South Tama. Andrews sends it over to Meek. Here's Paisley Bro, the freshman, getting a first look here. Bro and back at the line.
Nice job.
Good effort there by Mary Kate Frakes, going out of bounds to save it. Iberg cross court, and Iberg's shot is good. She's fired up. 3-1, Williamsburg leading.
I think that Macy Welch was hurt on that.
So that's probably why we're seeing Bro here, because Welsh still getting kind of tended to on the bench. Trying to loosen up the hip, it kind of looks like. I don't know if South Tama has got a trainer in the house tonight. Macy's mom coming over there having a little chat, but yeah, I don't see a trainer here, so might be kind of tough to get some assistance. And another point for the Raiders. So Welsh goes to the bench. And she's already got a couple fingers taped up there, so she might have been dealing with some other injuries to kind of go along with what she's got here. And another point for the Raiders. So Raiders come out strong after the early injury by Welsh. And a timeout called. Just a tough momentum spot to be in here for South Tama. And Coach Rowey's trying to kind of keep her girls focused and see if they can kind of pull back into the set. Still tied 1-1. Really anybody's match at this point. And we'll see if the Trojans can rise to the occasion. On the front, it's going to be Skylar Beck, Paisley Bro, and Jeanette Cervantes. Along the back, we got Mullen, Meek, and Mathis Henley. And serving for the Raiders is Lily Andrews on the left corner to Mathis Henley. Now Cervantes again. Tries to go down the sideline, but this time it goes out of bounds. Andrews now again from the left corner. 7-1 lead here for the Williamsburg Raiders. And the front line of the South Tama defense kind of wasn't ready to go, and it falls to the court. Point Raiders. Frakes coming in for South Tama for Mathis Henley. Hooker goes to the bench for the Raiders, and Andrews again. Nice little rally here for Lily Andrews. Grip and Sewer at the block. Grip dumps it over, just right over the head of Gloria Mullen. I don't know that she could have done anything to kind of grab that one because she was far enough forward that there was just enough to kind of rainbow it over there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened, but Williamsburg definitely has the momentum right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. South Tama's crowd trying to get some energy going here in the Roundhouse. Paisley Bro from the middle. Just goes out of bounds. 10-1 here, big lead for Williamsburg as South Tama losing Macy Welsh early in this set to injury.
But she is standing on the sidelines, Darvin. So she's on that foot.
So we'll see. Maybe we might see her later in this match. I don't know. Finch has to go to the court, dives down, kind of a free shot to pop it back into the air, and it goes out of bounds. 11-1. Had one kill by Jeanette Cervantes early in the set here, and it's been all Williamsburg since then. Meek receiving the serve. Here's Cervantes again. She gets another one.
There she goes. That's what we needed. Maybe this will get them back into it.
See if we can get the serve back, get a little rally going.
Right.
Ashley Finch will, and here comes Macy Welsh.
Macy Welch is back. That's good to see.
Welsh checking in for Bro. Let's see if she can go on the foot. And Finch will serve here. Ashley Finch, cross-court shot, it goes out of bounds. Livero for the Raiders serving. Talissa Guerrero. Mullen from the corner,
Nice
and a
job.
kill. That right corner has been money for South Tama.
Yeah, Gloria's had good luck in that corner.
Both of the kills from Cervantes came from that same spot. Here's Wells serving now. Hooker over the block. Dug out by Welsh. She passes it over to the Williamsburg side. Nielsen setting up Grip. Big shot there by Phoenix Grip. And she's kind of heating up. We've seen some really hard kills from her on this left side late in that last set. Here's another real big one. Just kind of overpowers the back line of South Tama's defense.
Yeah, they are really, Williamsburg is playing hard.
Lindsay Redden, the setter. Getting going here. South Tama bench thought it was tipped by Williamsburg. Mullen to kind of plead the case here. The point will stay with Williamsburg. And it'll be Andrews serving, Redden serving. It'll be an ace for Lindsay Redden. And despite a couple of kills, it's been all Williamsburg here in this third set. They've established and maintained their lead here, and they keep widening it 15-3 now. Grip goes over the scorer's table, keeps it alive. Williamsburg sends it over to South Tama. Big shot from Mullen. But it was Hooker and Nielsen on the right block. Just a little too tall, a little too athletic up in the air there. Trojans got hands on hips, just kind of reacting, not being proactive here so far in this third. Here's Mullen against Hooker. And it's a whistle at the net. 4 touches is what's called against South Tama, and that'll be a point for the Raiders. Spratt service error for the Raiders, and that'll give it the serve back just for the third time. South Tama's only been able to serve just a couple of times here so far. Mullen will go back for STC. Dump over by Kaylee Keene. Just kind of a flush there right at the net. And it's good for a point. 10-point lead, though, for Williamsburg. Big hill to climb here for STC. It's Mullen. Again, service error into the net. She's had a couple of those in this third set here. And it's just not one person, just kind of the team mentality. We're just kind of seeing frustration, some kind of defeated attitudes here. Not what we saw against Clear Creek Amana, and it's kind of interesting to kind of put the two up to, you know, you're down, you're getting blown out of the water 3 straight sets, and you kind of keep the chin up, keep things moving. And here I think they thought they were going to roll after that first set. And Williamsburg, hey, they're a WaMaC team. They're no team to overlook. And we got a timeout now. Coach Rowie and the Trojans talking things over. That first set gonna allow South Tama one more opportunity if they can't dig out of this one to kind of rally, but then they'll be in a precarious position kind of the whole way through. They won't be able to really put the pressure back on to Williamsburg until the very end if they can kind of mount a comeback here.
Right.
On the court for the Trojans, Beck, Frakes, Keene on the front, Cervantes, Meek, and Mullen in the back. Nielsen serving. Mullen's return goes out of bounds. And another point for the Raiders. Nielsen again. This time it's going to be a service error on the Raiders. Haven't seen much of that from them since the first set. They've kind of dialed in their mistakes a little bit. We haven't seen too much. Here's Kaylee Brown serving for South Tama, right up the middle. Andrews tips it over the net, rolls over, still alive. Brown. And too many touches on the South Tama side, and that will give a point to the Raiders. Meek checking back in. It's 20-7. And South Tama kind of tightens up here a bit. Nielsen at the line. Welsh elevates, gets a shot off. Iberg into the block, and it'll be down for a point.
Well, I would say, Darvin, this would be a match that they'd like to get back and play over again.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
You maybe start a little different without Welsh going out with that injury.
Right. Yeah, that really kind of shook them up, I think.
And it was Iberg and Sewer just kind of sending the ball over top of the South Tama defense. Yeah. Nobody home there in the middle.
And there's something about playing with confidence, whether you're playing volleyball or basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Confidence can help you roll.
Absolutely, especially at this high school level where, you're not talking about college or professional where the skills are at a different kind of height. There's a kill and a score by Macy Welsh.
Well, South Tama could certainly come back.
Yeah. Plenty of room yet. They get that first set win, and that kind of
is.
gives them the breathing room, but they're making it a lot harder on themselves, kind of going this route. Here's Ashley Finch serving for the Trojans. Finch goes diagonal to the corner. Phoenix grip, returns it for the Raiders. Push over there by Welsh. The return by Grip. Back to Mullen. Sewer and Iberg return the block. Again to Mullen. And it'll be a drop. South Tama point. Some kind of net violation, I think. I don't think the kill was the point there for Mullen. I saw the officials kind of.
Right, I saw that too.
I don't have my signals down well enough to know what they were calling, but it seemed like something at the net was the culprit. A carry called, I think, against Williamsburg there. Oh, no, double hit is what the call was. I kind of saw a carry, but double hit now. Back to a 10-point game. And another whistle. Again, going against Williamsburg. 2 hits against the Raiders.
So you can tell the body language is already changing a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. And just enough room in this third set here with the Raiders at 21. Not much room to run, but and the South Tama's got to be a little more urgent, a little more athletic, kind of getting their defense pulled together in the middle.
That's right.
Still a 10-point game.
That sense of urgency.
Yeah, yeah. Guerrero into the middle.
Oh, nice.
Big shot there by Macy Welsh. And South Tama's front line coming up with big shots.
Yes, they are.
And Welsh to the line now to serve for STC. Sends it over. Hooker into the middle. Mullen will get it back. Fires across. Saved by Grip. Good effort there by Lexi Iberg. She almost went over the scores table. Dump over by Keene. Big volley here by Williamsburg. Finch kept it alive for South Tama. Diving save by Macy Welsh. Now Guerrero. Big shot from Phoenix Grip. Another return. Oh, and just a heartbreaking volley there. South Tama doesn't come away with a point, but you saw a lot of great effort there from different players.
Now South Tama needs to get this point.
23-13, 2 points away from a set victory for Williamsburg. Now here's Skylar Beck serving for the Trojans. Beck to Andrews, one-hander there by Grip. Frakes across the court. Grip will try and close it out. Can't do it. And it's Ava Hooker at the line. Dumps it over across the middle, and we're at set point. 24-14. And Grip will close it out with the ace. South Tama not ready for the serve, and that will be the set 3 win for Williamsburg. 25-14, a deciding set 3 victory, and we go into what could be the final set here. South Tama, a couple more opportunities, but they're going to have to climb out of this one the whole way back. We'll be right back after a short break. Thanks for being with us here on Trojan Country. More South Tama volleyball coming your way here in a moment. Welcome back live from the Roundhouse. South Tama trailing 2-1 against Williamsburg here. Second WaMaC dual meet for both teams. Both teams haven't got a win in the WaMaC conference yet this season. Someone will come away with their first one here tonight, though. South Tama will start to serve. It'll be Skyla Beck at the line.
I just want South Tama to come out and just be a little mad and say, we're going to get this. And hopefully they can do that this fourth match.
Natalie Meek checking in for Macy Welsh. On the front, it's going to be Keene, Cervantes. No,
There we
excuse
go.
me. There's a ace by Skyla Beck to start things off for South Tama.
That's a good start for South Tama.
See if we can get Beck going here early in this fourth set. Beck sends it over to the corner. Little dump over by Sewer. Mullen behind the back, passes it over to the Williamsburg side. Nielsen to Andrews. Collapse there by Finch. She saves it. Big shot from Mullen.
Oh, nice job.
Along the corner, and it's point
That
for
was
South
in.
Tama.
Good job.
Gloria Mullen threads the needle there. Got to be a confidence booster there
Yes.
for her after a couple of misses in set 3. Back on a nice run here. Little battle with the net there, but between Nielsen and Mullen.
Nice hustle.
Yeah, but it goes out of bounds. Last
It
touch
does.
by Natalie Meek. Good effort there by Finch and Meek to kind of try and keep things going, but the Raiders just forced the Trojans out of position too far. Nielsen again with that low serve. And the ball goes wild, high, out of bounds, point South Tama. 3-1 lead. Cervantes is going to come on now for Ashley Finch. Make sure to stick around after the final set here tonight. We're going to hear from one of our South Tama Trojans in a post-game interview, so stick around for that. Now here's Lily Andrews, right at Natalie Meek. Good dig out there. Cervantes, straight at
Wow.
grip. Thought Williamsburg was going to let that one go, but they kind of keep it together. Trojans send it back over to the Raiders side.
Oh, good job.
Diving save by Gloria Mullen.
Nice job.
And Mullen came off with it, kind of dove in there to dig it out, but it was enough to send it over, and I don't think Williamsburg was ready for it. It falls to the court. Now Mullen at the line. Cervantes and Nielsen battle at the net. It goes to the Raiders. Penalty called against South Tama on that one. Here's Cervantes. And the shot by Grip from that left corner. That's really been her strike zone right there from that corner going cross court to the middle. She's got kind of her hardest fastball, if you want to use the softball language there. 4-3. Trojans up by 1. Cervantes defended by Sewer and Iberg. This time floats it over the top. Shove over by Nielsen. Beck and Meek kind of came crashing in, but it wasn't quick enough. We're tied at 4. And it's going to be an ace here for Lily Andrews. And the Raiders take a 1-point lead. Andrews sends it over again up the middle. Frakes dumps it to Guerrero. Phoenix Grip again from the left corner. Pulled it to the left. found an opening along the sideline. Andrews on a bit of a run here behind the line for the Raiders as they lead by 2. South Tama took an early lead, was up 3 points to 1. Now the Raiders closing here early on. Frakes tries to push it across, but it was Sewer and Grip. They were ready for it. Dumped it right back to the South Tama side. 3-point lead now for Williamsburg. Third and what could be a final set if Williamsburg closes this thing out with a win. Mullen passes it over. Nielsen to Iberg. Good block there by Cervantes. Beck scoots over to receive the kill. Grip, Iberg off her back foot. Just kind of a bad pass there between Grip and Iberg, and it goes out of bounds. Now a 2-point lead. Natalie Meek serving for the Trojans. They're down by 2. Meek, low serve to Guerrero. Good effort there by the Raiders defense. Welsh, hard shot up to the middle, dug out by Grip. And a whistle, too many touches there against Williamsburg. Point to South Tama, a little opportunity here now. They trail by 1, Natalie Meek for her second serve. And a service error will send it back over to the Williamsburg side. Sewer comes out. Ava Hooker comes in. And now Talissa Guerrero. A little step to the line for the Raiders. Serve dug out by Mullen. Return by Welsh, and it's far, long, and out of bounds. Guerrero serves straight down the middle. Big return there by Mullen, and it will be good. Cross-court shot there by Gloria Mullen. Pulls the Trojans to within 2. They had an early lead in the set here, but it's been Williamsburg since about point 4 or 5. Big swing here. Cervantes into the back corner. Grip into the block. And it's Welsh and Ashley Finch on the block there, dumping it over, defending the shot against Phoenix Grip. And it's a 1-point game. Mary Kate Frakes will step back to the corner to serve for South Tama. Frakes down the middle,
nice
and
job.
ace. Here's Frakes to serve again. Tied at 9. Guerrero pops it up. Shove over by Grip, and it's out of bounds. I think Grip couldn't quite decide if she was going to push it or hit it, and it goes out. Timeout, Williamsburg, as the Trojans take a 1-point lead. They haven't led here for a little while, have they?
They haven't, Darvin. They led it 4-3, and then it was tied. So it's good to pull it back in.
Yeah, good moment here for South Tama.
You bet.
Try and get the focus here pulled together. You can see Coach Amy Dolash working with Cervantes there, kind of trying to fine-tune some things on the front line. Dolash, a former head coach for the South Tama program, coming back to kind of help out here a little bit with Coach Cantonwine on maternity leave.
And we actually have two former head coaches sitting there on the bench, with Emily Chima.
Yeah. A wealth of experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Raiders just out of position a little bit on that return after the serve, and it goes to the court. Point South Tama. 2-point lead now. Now it's Frakes.
Oh, shoot.
And just mistimed the swing there, and it goes into the net.
Just feels like any little mistakes that we make really cost us. But we're in better position this game.
Oh,
this set,
absolutely. Yep, yep.
This
Kind
match, yeah.
of balanced out that vibe here a little bit, but
Yes.
there's been a buoyancy to the Williamsburg side. They haven't gotten. They kind of maybe were asleep a little bit in that first set, I wonder. There's a big swing there by Phoenix Grip on the left corner. She puts down the kill, and we're tied again at 11.
So third tie of this ball game. So this is where South Tama needs to really.
Andrews, big swing there by Welsh. I think Welsh had to kind of rush to get to that corner, and the shot to the cross corner just goes long and out of bounds. Andrews to serve now. Cervantes to the back line, dug out by Andrews. Phoenix Grip kind of had to go over her back shoulder. Little one-handed return. Goes out of bounds, point South Tama. Cervantes to the bench. Ashley Finch to the line. We're still tied at 12. Finch to Andrews. Redden goes out of bounds, shoved over by Nielsen. Little tip over there by Welsh. Good anticipation by Lindsay Redden, the setter. Now on the South Tama side. Raiders going all over the place to kind of keep the thing alive. Big shot there by Welsh. And it's point Williamsburg. Going to say last touch by the Trojans. Oh no, hold on. It's going to be a point for South Tama.
I thought, did I see that wrong? But
here's Ashley Finch serving for South Tama. Nielsen, high shot, long and out of bounds. 2-point lead for South Tama. Broadcast reminder will be live on Friday for the CPU South Tama football game over in Center Point. Here's Finch now returning the pass from Williamsburg. Yeah, it was Gloria Mullen. Good return there and a dig by Phoenix Grip. And Grip's return from that left corner is good to go. Jesse Julius, I remember that standout hitter for Williamsburg last year. That was that same corner that she kind of was money from for the Raiders last year, and you kind of see shades of that with Phoenix Grip here in that spot here for Williamsburg now here in 2023. Officials talking things over. Maybe they don't have the right. Oh, they're getting something cleaned up on the court. So we'll pause for a little housekeeping.
so Grip has just kind of done it all tonight. Now she's cleaning the floor up. So
exactly, yeah.
She's had a great game.
Yeah,
So.
a little quiet there in that first set, but
She was.
but she's kind of been a difference maker for them.
She has. She's had a great game.
Callan Spratt serving for the Raiders.
Nice. Now this is where South Tama just cannot become unfocused.
Yeah, this is do or die time here
This
for
is
South
it.
Tama.
Yes.
There's Macy Welsh serving. Nice diving save there by Skyla Beck. Guerrero out of position, saves it. Sent over by Andrews. Beck setting up Finch. Little dump over into the middle. Ashley
nice.
Finch scores. And now it'll be Macy Welsh at the line as South Tama pulls to a 3-point lead, 16-13. We'll love to see the Trojans get out to a little more of a lead, but there's a timely shot by Lily Andrews on the left corner. She rotates over, and maybe just the right matchup in that spot for Williamsburg tonight. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
16-14. And Ava Hooker at the line, serving for the Raiders. Kaylee Keene throws it over into the middle. Big swing there by Nielsen, and it pays off. Nielsen with a kill from the right side, and it's a 1-point game. Ava Hooker serving still for the Raiders. Right to Mathis Henley. Mullen, cross court, dug out by Andrews. Andrews from the corner into the block. That was Beck and Kaylee Keene right there to defend at the net. And then they get the kill return to go. Back to a 2-point game. Beck serve. Close enough to force Nielsen to grab it. Shove over by Keene. Andrews, long, out of bounds. Point South Tama. Now 3 points here for the Trojans, nearing 20. Beck, cross court.
Serve.
Really made Nielsen go to the ground to get it. Mullen across the block, and a kill for Gloria Mullen. Big swing there by the senior captain. Trojans student section fired up. Timeout, Williamsburg. So South Tama commanding a little bit here as we get down the stretch in this fourth set. No room for error, though, as Williamsburg claims set 2 and set 3. We've seen Macy Welsh come back into this one. She seems healthy and been contributing.
And Caden Tim has got the crowd alive.
Caden Tim, Marty Garcia and company down there.
Yes.
Getting South Tama's student section fired up.
So we were tied at 12-12, and then South Tama's led ever since.
Skylar Beck now serving after the timeout. And it goes long.
Darn.
Iberg will rotate in. Lindsay Redden to the bench. And that sends Avery Nielsen to serve here for Williamsburg. Mullen will just pass it over. Nielsen setting up. Sewer at the middle. Finch heaves it over. Spratt. And now Andrews. Good block there by Frakes and Keene. Frakes from the corner, cross court. Iberg had to go to the knees to get it. Over the back by Nielsen. Mullen with a shot into the block. Good defense there by Clarissa Sewer, Lexi Iberg in the right corner. And they blocked the kill there from Mullen. Back to 2 points. Mullen pops it up. Keene sends it back over. Good dig there by Natalie Meek. Really found where it was headed. Now Keene keeping it alive. Mullen against the block. Guerrero. Shit. Oh, just a wonderful dive there by Talissa Guerrero. Going to be some kind of a net violation against Williamsburg. South Tama keeps the point. Crucial moment here. And this set to stay alive. And you can see Williamsburg kind of pushing here a little bit. Trying to keep themselves motivated. Sewer sending it over to Mullen. Cervantes, big swing there.
That was
Another
a big-
diving save by Guerrero.
Oh,
One-handed free ball by Andrews, and that goes over. That came off the swing there by Jeanette Cervantes, and it pinballed around a little bit on the Williamsburg side. It finally goes out of bounds, but that's definitely off the offense of Jeanette Cervantes.
oh, good job.
That's Gloria Mullen opening her rally there. Her first serve goes down for an ace. Couldn't be at a better time.
That's right.
Mullen again, this time digs out. I think they gotta like that matchup with Kaylin Sprattle on the back line there, one of the bench players for Williamsburg. See if she goes back to her again. Cervantes to Guerrero. Now Andrews over the block. Good dig by Meek. A little jousting at the net there by Keene.
Nice job, Gloria.
Does keep it going.
Nice.
Cervantes swings it
Good
over.
job.
And Guerrero can't get to it. It falls down for a point. South Tama kind of smelling the finish line here in the fourth set. And it'll be Mullen still serving. Another service error. Had a few of those tonight, and it stops the rally by South Tama. Kind of a dangerous position here because South Tama's got 2 points to go until they get this fourth set. Williamsburg has plenty of room to work here. South Tama cannot let up. Oh, a service error by Lily Andrews.
Wow, that was a gift.
Yeah, it was. It absolutely was. Let's see if South Tama can close this one out. Really exciting to see this one go to a possible fifth set here.
I bet.
Oh, an ace by Natalie Meek. The Raiders weren't ready for it, and
They
Meek
were
came in.
not.
That's her best serve of the night. Natalie Meek, just a crucial moment. And we go to sudden death.
You know, Darvin, in that, we were tied 4 different times, and then at 12 to 12, we went ahead and we never looked back.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was a good set for us.
I'd like to say thank you to our sponsors. They include Berkwood Village of Tama, Toledo, Salt Creek Wind, Mercy Care Tama, Iowa Premium, State Bank of Toledo, S&S Car Wash, Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home, Robach Lumber, Stein Robach Floor Covering, Medicap Pharmacy, Mark West and Hoyer Law Office, Assured Partners Insurance, Mark West and Hoyer Law Office, Appraisal and Realty Services, Sharn Weber's and TFD Photo and Film. Williamsburg going to the locker room to kind of reset their next, what will be the final set here at the Roundhouse. Going to be a long one, but it's been an exciting one. South Tama comes out. Exciting first set win against the Raiders, 25-20. And it was 19-25, 14-25 in favor of the Raiders. South Tama gets set number 4, 25-18. Next up for the Raiders, they will be in action on Thursday. They'll travel to Mount Vernon to take on the Mustangs in another WaMaC conference duel. It's got to be kind of tough to have to do 2 of those in 1 week. And then the Trojans this Saturday are going to have the weekend off, but the following week's going to be pretty busy for South Tama. On Tuesday, the team travels over to Grinnell in what was a rivalry matchup and what is now a WaMaC matchup with Grinnell over in the WaMaC conference. Then on Thursday, the Trojans will host AGWSR. And on Saturday, it'll be the home tournament here at the Roundhouse. We're going to have you covered each step of the way next week. So we're going to have the Grinnell game on Tuesday, the AGWSR game on Thursday. That's a very talented AGWSR squad. I think they're ranked over in Class 1A. So they're going to bring some very high-level volleyball over here to the Roundhouse. And then on Saturday, we'll have that home tournament. That's going to start at 9 in the morning. We'll have you covered throughout the day. They're only running one court, or at least they'll be here in the high school gym. I don't know if they're going to have 2 different courts split the other way, but at any rate, we'll have a video feed up for you, and and have that going. Here we go. We're starting the 5th set, and it starts with a service error. Nielsen fires it into the net. Kind of woke up the student section there a little bit. Let's see if South Tama can kind of capitalize, get a little run going here. And we're only going to 21 here in this sudden death. Tied 2-2. Meek closed out that last one with an ace. And it was Gloria Mullen this time at the net. Little defense, dumps it over. Point for the Trojans. Here's Skylar Beck setting up Ashley Finch. Right to Gripple on the back line. She keeps it going. And a whistle. Penalty against Williamsburg. It's going to be a double touch against the Raiders. So the Trojans have kind of held on long enough to where here now they can kind of put the pressure on Williamsburg a little bit. Clarissa Sewer into the block. Here's Mullen. Had the right angle there. You kind of look at it from our position here on the upper level, and you could see right where she was headed, but it just came off her hand a little sideways. All right, here's Kaylee Keene setting up Mullen, passing it over. Big swing there by Phoenix Grip. Trojans still leading here 3-2. The Raiders kind of pushing themselves through here. Lily Andrews serving now for the Raiders. Keene dumps it over. Nielsen to Iberg. Good block there by Mullen. And it's going to be 4 touches against the Raiders. Trojans get the point. They lead by 2. Gloria Mullen will serve for STC. Nielsen kind of gets tied up along the right standard there. I don't know if she tripped or kind of what happened, but might have had to just kind of twist her body too far and fell down. It'll be a point for South Tama, though, after the serve for Mullen.
You can kind of feel the momentum.
You really can. Williamsburg tightening up a little bit. 5-2, 5-3 now off the kill by Phoenix Grip. Ava Hooker coming into the game for Clarissa Sewer. Talissa Guerrero, the libero for the Raiders, stepping to the line. Every point critical here on out. Beck battling at the lane. Net violation called against Williamsburg. Point to the Trojans. Keene to the bench, and Macy Welsh comes on for STC.
Nice serve.
Here's Grip over the block. Trojans free ball over to the Williamsburg side. Grip up the right side. Mullen to Cervantes. Cervantes' shot returned by Andrews. Now back to the South Tama side. Mullen,
good job.
And the kill by Gloria Mullen. Trojans fired up.
It's nice to see all the excitement.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. For the team sports at South Tama, it's been a tough several years.
It has been.
And we don't get to see a lot of this sort of atmosphere. Got a couple of basketball games last year. The East Marshall boys game, that Marshalltown girls game early in the year were pretty exciting, but not much thereon after for either team. And the football team getting kind of plagued by injuries and low participation, and been really just exciting to see, like you said, the students kind of responding. I'd like to see the parents and the rest of the home crowd get into it a little bit, but Hey,
Exactly.
it's a work night, you
Yep.
know. Hard to kind of. These parents go to a lot of volleyball games, I'm sure.
Yes, they do.
Natalie Meek serving for the
Ooh.
Trojans. Low
Oh.
serve there, rattles around, and it drops for a point. Five-point lead here for South Tama in this early going. We're only going to 21 here in this sudden death fifth set. Meek again. Big shot there by Grip. Good block by Macy Welsh.
Nice dig out.
Mullen dumps it over, and it's good
Oh.
for a point.
Boy, we're getting a little bit of luck here too, Darvin.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, absolutely.
Some of those rolling on the net. And
Natalie Meek on a little bit of a run here. She got that last point to close the fourth set. And Grip, strong
that was a hard hit.
hit at the net. Kind of gets South Tama's front line tangled up, and it'll be a point for the Raiders. They still trail by 5. Iberg to the bench. Redden comes on. She's kind of been rotating at that setter position with Nielsen all night tonight. Redden throws it over to Cervantes. She rotates over, kills
Nice
coming, and
shot.
it's good. Jeanette Cervantes gets the kill to go. Good to see the South Tama bench kind of
They are
getting
excited
fired
right
over.
now.
Yeah. Here's Mary Kate Frakes now. Her serve goes over. Nielsen sends it to the back line. Cervantes again had the kill a moment ago. Dug out by Andrews. Popped up by Mullen. Welsh into the block. But that front line has been tough all night. Ava Hooker and Phoenix Grip on the defense there. Point to the Raiders. Trojans can give up one or two here, but cannot go to sleep at all. And it'll be Mullen.
Oh.
Trouble at the net. Hooker pops it up. Oh my goodness. What a volley there.
That was. I thought we had that one.
Yeah. Hooker was,
She was right on it.
yeah. And then Nielsen sent it over and
Yes.
closed out the point, and it's a 4-point game here. Grip just gets it over, and it'll be an
Whoa.
ace for Phoenix Grip. Grip to serve. Second serve here. Finch setting up Welsh. A little dump over, defended.
Nice.
She goes the other direction and gets it to go across the sideline. Macy Welsh with the kill.
That was a great kill by Macy.
And here comes Finch into the game for Cervantes. Finch will go to the line and serve. Over the back by Sewer. Andrews sends it to Finch. Now Mullen into the block. Trouble at the net. It bounces around. Points out
Wow.
Tama. That came off the swing by Gloria Mullen. The Raiders kind of went back and forth, tried to save it. We got a timeout here on the court. Williamsburg's going to talk it over.
We just need to stay focused and finish this.
Yep, absolutely. 12-7 in this sudden death fifth set. We'll go to 21. First to 21 by 2 wins.
And we've led the whole set on this,
Yeah.
this whole match on this one.
Mullen leading her team with 12 kills. She's got 4 aces to go along with it tonight here too. Now it's Ashley Finch out of that timeout serving for the Trojans. Nielsen pops it across the other end. Mullen into the block. Saved by Welsh. Mullen tries again. This time gets it over. Redden, big shot by Andrews.
That was a big shot.
And that just kind of it kind of rotated between the defenders, and it just kind of hit the ground, almost like a curveball sort of thing there.
It looked like that.
12-8 now, and Ava Hooker at the line for the Raiders. Bench to Welsh,
good.
off the hands of Kaylin Spratt, and it goes out of bounds. Macy Welsh now stepping to the line for the Trojans. They lead 13-8. Long way to go here to 21 yet. Nielsen from the corner. Mullen, hard shot right at Guerrero. She saves it. Now Welsh setting up Mullen. Good block there by, it was Nielsen and Sewer on that right corner. Trojans just got to respond here with a point and just kind of keep from a long rally from happening. Free ball saved by Skylar Beck. Now on the Williamsburg side, Andrews had a kill just a moment ago from that corner. Pulled out by the South Tama back line. Again, it's that right corner. Iberg and Sewer this time just dumped over the return from South Tama, and it's a three-point game here. Not a moment to let off the gas here as we're going into the final kind of 10 points or so. Diving save by Mathis Henley. Andrews from the corner again. Trojans will have another crack at it. This time it's Mullen, returned by Guerrero. Andrews into the block, and it goes out of bounds. Tough volley there for South Tama as they have a couple of really nice plays, and now South Tama's going to call a timeout. Reminder, we'll have a busy week next week of South Tama volleyball. On Tuesday, we'll be over in Grinnell for the Tigers and the Trojans. Should be a competitive match there. The Tigers in the bottom of the WaMaC conference, along with South Tama, Williamsburg, Solon, and West Delaware, all under 500. Trojans making some noise here. Nielsen serving. Keene gets it over. Spratt saves it at the back line. Here's Beck to Mullen into the block, and that right corner has been closed for business here for the last 5 or so points. Raiders rallying. Nielsen goes right to Finch. Sewer over the back. Trouble at the net for Andrews. Sewer's pass was just a little too shallow against the net. And Andrews had no choice but to go it right back into the net, and it goes to a point for South Tama. Mathis Henley goes to the bench. She had a nice save there on that last volley. It ended up a point for Williamsburg, but she had a good defensive moment there. All right, now Meek to Beck and Mullen. Tossing it over. Trouble. And a point for the Trojans.
I thought we went to 15, Darvin.
Okay, well, you're right. So South Tama, I wasn't ready for the big moment, but Trojans close this one out. Thought we were going to 21. We're going to 15. And South Tama comes away with their first win against the Williamsburg Raiders since 2017. A moment to celebrate here for STC and the Trojans. Don't go anywhere. We're going to get a interview with one of our STC players here as soon as they get freed up. We'll say thank you to our sponsors while we're waiting for them to come up here and visit with us. Berkwood Village of Tama, Toledo, Salt Creek Wind, Mercy Care Tama, Iowa Premium, State Bank of Toledo, S&S Car Wash, Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home, Robach Lumber, Stein Robach Floor Covering, Medicap Pharmacy, Mark Weston Hoyer Law Office, Assured Partners Insurance, Appraisal and Realty Services, Sharn Weber's, and TFD Photo and Film. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to get Ashley Finch set up here, and we're going to talk to her about this win tonight here against Williamsburg. Thanks for being with us. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back live from the STC Roundhouse. Darvin Graham and Ida Townsley on the call with you tonight. I'm joined by one of South Tama's senior leaders here. We got Ashley Finch. First off, congratulations. What a win here against Williamsburg. What are your first thoughts coming off of this 5-set kind of battle between South Tama and Williamsburg?
It was definitely crazy. It was the first set we thought, I think when it comes to the second set and we win the first set by that much, I think we just like start to slow down and say, we got this, but then we kind of just like, they score a lot with our errors.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, it's frustrating at that point, but then we normally talk ourselves back into getting back stronger again.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you guys played a match this close yet this season? I haven't seen you in your Saturday meets and such. What has this meet or this match been like compared to the rest of this regular season?
Well, it felt like the CCA game. We played pretty good against CCA, and then coming into this, we thought it was going to be a pretty good game. And as long as we played like how we did against CCA, we knew that we could just fight back, and we got it.
What were some of the key moments in that set 3 set 4 and set 5? What allowed you guys to kind of climb back into that one after giving up 2? The body language was kind of all out of sorts for the team a little bit, but you found what you needed, and you got those last 2 sets. What were kind of those difference makers for you?
We just had to make sure we talked, because sometimes for some reason, we just stopped talking, and then we just had to make sure we talk, move our feet, and stop making our silly errors that we always make.
You're in that back line a lot, coming in to serve a lot. What are some of the things that are going through your head as you're stepping to the line and getting ready to serve the ball? What are some of those kind of preparations and routines that you go through as a server?
Sometimes it's nerve-wracking, but
Yeah.
I just got to talk myself like, I got it, and I just got to fight through my mindset. And
What's it feel like to have this South Tama student section here tonight? Big energy from the Trojans. What's it like kind of having your classmates, your schoolmates there in front of you cheering you on? What's that feel like?
It's definitely one of our favorite parts about a home game, because they're like always talking no matter what, and it's very cheerful. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you hope to take away from tonight? What are you looking forward to as this season goes on? You got a big, busy week next week. You have the weekend off. What do you hope to kind of learn from this one and carry forward?
I say this game just taught us to just keep fighting no matter what. Like, we were down those 2 sets, and we just kept fighting. So I think that's just our key thing.
Absolutely. Thanks very much, Ashley. Best of congratulations tonight on this exciting win, and good luck the rest of the season. We'll be with you.
Thank
All
you.
righty. We're going to hand it over to Coach Amy Dolash here in a moment. We'll mute the microphone. We get the headset switched over. Go right ahead, Ashley. And we'll get Coach here to talk to us a little bit. All righty. All right, that looks good. Can you hear me all right? Good deal. All right. Coach Amy Dolash, been with the South Tama team as a head coach before. Big win here against a WaMaC opponent. That's been a tough spot for South Tama. From maybe a larger zoomed out view, what's this win mean against a WaMaC opponent, against Williamsburg here tonight? What's it mean for your team?
Yeah, this win is huge for us. Really starting off the conference play really tough with CCA last week, and we had a really good battle against them, but we knew coming into the rest of the conference, we had to keep that bar high.
Yeah.
So getting a win against Williamsburg and really setting us off at a good pace for our next Grinnell and Vinton and Benton coming up down the road. So, I mean, huge win for us.
Absolutely. What were some of the things that you were kind of coaching, or you and Coach Rowie, Coach Chima, what were you kind of telling the girls in the middle there as they had dropped those 2 sets and needing to kind of come back, do or die time in that 4th set? What was it that kind of helped you kind of get over the hump there?
Yeah, we were getting kind of high error, essentially. So when we were having a lot of serving errors and hitting errors, there was a huge difference in Game 3. Basically, we had combined between hitting errors and serving errors 7 to 8 points that we gave them, and we lost that game by 6 points. So it's one of those where you're like, okay, guys, we just gave that game away basically by our own errors. So we really got to focus in, get our serves, and start finding those open spots. So then we started focusing on where's the defense playing so we can get those holes, and it started working better for them.
Really key moments from several different Trojans around the roster, both off the bench. I know even Millie Mathis-Henley comes in off the bench. She has a diving save there late in that 5th set. It ends up going to a Williamsburg point, but I thought, even in that moment, not a starter, great effort there across the whole lineup. Any standout moments or performances or things that you pulled out from your different kids here tonight?
Yeah, so I'll give a couple shout-outs to some different players here. So first off, when Macy got hurt there, I mean, it was a shock to everyone right off the bat, and more a shock to her than anything. So we needed to bring her out, and we don't have a whole lot of depth when it comes to middle. So we put Paisley in, our freshman.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a huge step in to not only go into a different spot, but being a freshman, and she's new on varsity, so she did a really good job jumping in for us there. Same thing with Kaylee Brown. We needed some serving because we had a lot of high errors on that serving. So we were putting her in instead of Natalie and Kaylee there for a little bit, and then actually at one of those key moments in that 4th game, we subbed her in for Gloria in the back, and it really just made a huge difference because they ended up having a service error just after that little break in the game, and sometimes that's one of the things that we do if we don't have a timeout or something like that, we can do a sub just to slow down the pace for a second, make that server think about it, and then she ended up getting that error. So those types of things made a huge thing. Macy, I got to give her a whole lot of credit because, like I said, her ankle was really a shocker to her, and she came out, and we thought she was going to be done. And she really kind of pushed through that and really wanted to be there for her team. We went to let her go back in if it was really serious. But like I said, I think she was just more shocked from that, tweaking that, and, we'll be making sure that she's good to go. Next week, since like you were saying earlier, we got a little bit of a break for the varsity before they play again. So.
Right. You go back and you maybe look at some film from tonight. What are some of the takeaways that you can point your team towards and say, hey, look at what we did here and here from tonight? What are some of those takeaways as you try and prepare for the rest of this schedule? We're just getting started here in this season too.
Yeah, so one of the things that we have been focusing on going into CCA, of course, and then we'll continue to focus on, and I think some of our players do a really nice job. Like Ashley, for example, is one of them that she spot serves very well, and we have to serve tough. So in order to get some of these teams to where we can run our defense a little bit better against them and not necessarily know which hitter is going to come at us because they run such fast offenses, we have to start out with a really tough serve. So, I mean, they all do a good job serving, and we really practice hard with hitting our spots, hitting deep, hitting our shorts. I know Ashley's one I want to give a shout out to her on that because she really goes back there, and she gives me some looks sometimes when I call her spots, but she usually can nail them. And it doesn't have to be an ace. That's one thing I think sometimes the kids, they're like, I want to get an ace, if I'm spot serving that spot. But a lot of times there's a lot of strategy behind it. We're trying to get somebody out of system. We're picking on a certain passer that maybe not be the best passer in the world. We might be trying to get to somebody that is in the front row, so we want them to have to pass and think about that
Yep.
before they can transition out, which might make it a slower set for them as well. So there's a lot of goodness in, hitting their spots back there. So that's one of the key things. I'd say the other thing is continuing to increase our talk. So our volume on the court is something that we've struggled with kind of all summer and coming into this season, and it's something that we continue to work on so those guys can move as a unit.
Yep.
And they know what's going on. They can talk to each other, they can hear each other, and move more just because they can hear, right? That type of thing just helps get us out of sticky situations. And some of those things, like you mentioned, people go flying through the air to get something because no one else is calling it, but they're going to call it, and we can talk through those things.
Yeah. Last question here for you. Just kind of from my perspective, seeing a lot of team sports with South Tama here in the last several years, an exciting moment, an exciting atmosphere in the Roundhouse with this volleyball team. It makes me think that recent collegiate match where Nebraska volleyball goes out on their football field, brings tens of thousands of fans out. Why should people, I think it was evident here by what we just saw on film, but why should people, if they haven't come out to a volleyball game, why do you come out and cheer on these Trojans? What's it like kind of being here in the Roundhouse with this team and supporting this local group?
That's such a great question. It's one of those things where not only do the players appreciate it, and it's really a great atmosphere to see that crowd and have like our student section who they come dressed up. They have different themes each night.
Yeah.
And like tonight they're in Hawaiian shirts and leis, and they got all, rubber ducks on, it's just funny seeing how they come out. But they really get into it because they know that school spirit is important. But at the same time, even if you're not a student, you're just one of the community members coming out and supporting that team and learning something about one of the sports that you may not know a whole lot about, or maybe you've got younger kids or people that are going to be coming up through the programs, just kind of seeing what we do and how we run our programs is really important to, continue to support that. And we try to do the same thing with like our middle school programs. So we just started doing some joint practices with our 8th graders.
That's great.
So they come over and they get to run through all the drills and experience this atmosphere here, getting them ready for high school and just getting more excited about the game of volleyball.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe we got a pink out night coming up here in a couple, maybe a week or so. You got senior night yet to come for the Trojans, so plenty of things to celebrate. I think some really competitive volleyball is still on the schedule for South Tama, despite the WaMaC conference being really tough. But Trojans pull out a really exciting win, and thanks very much for the time, Amy. I do appreciate it. Best of luck, and we'll be with you all next week.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that was Amy Dolash, South Tama high school coach. We'll be right back after a moment.
When you wake up in the evening and I've left an empty space, will you remember how you're feeling? 'Cause I felt like that for days. And if you ever get the feeling you're gonna fade away, I could be